This is a video on writing linear equations given 2 points. So you can write the equation when you're only given 2 points that the line goes through. It says find the equation of a line that goes through the points -4, -2, and -3, 5. So first thing we need to do is find our slope. And we're going to do this by the change in y divided by the change in x. Okay? So I'm going to rewrite my points here, -4, -2, 1 point, and -3, 5. And I'm going to label which one is which, because sometimes that helps. This is x, this is y, this is x, this is y. So I'm going to start with, I'm going to just do the right number first when I'm writing my fraction. So I'm going to take 5 minus the other y value, which is -2. So I'm going to put this in parentheses again, just so you don't get confused if I'm subtracting the two values. So 5 minus whatever the other y is, it just happens to be negative. Then I need to go in the same order. And since I started on the right side, I need to start on the right, from the right point again. -3 minus -4, just happens to be a negative value. Okay, so make sure you're subtracting both the x's and the y's from each other. So the top is going to become a 7, the bottom is going to become a +1, so my slope is going to be a +7. So now I need to find my starting value or my y-intercept. So I'm going to plug in what I know so far. For my equation, I know y equals the slope, I found that to be 7, x plus b will stay the same. I need to find the starting value still, the y-intercept. So here's what we do. We're going to plug in one of the values of x and y into this x and y. Okay? So let's replace, we'll plug in this point, just for practice with our negatives. So I'm going to replace x with a -4, and y is going to be replaced with -2. So make sure you copy correctly. So I'm replacing x and y with one of the points, one of the x and y points. Now I'm going to solve this for b. So 7 times -4 equals -28 plus b. So to solve for b, I need to add 28. I want this to become 0. So adding 28 to a -28 makes that go away. This becomes +26. So my starting value is going to be 26. So now my final equation has both my slope of 7, there's an x next to the slope, plus my starting value, or my y-intercept, is 26. Okay, so first you find your slope by doing the change in y, change in x, and you divide them. Then you plug in a set of points to find the starting value. Let's look at another example. Find the equation of a line that goes through the points 4, -2, and -4, -4. So again, I'm going to rewrite my points just a little bit bigger. And I'm going to label them x and y. X is always on the left, y is always the one on the right. Just think about alphabetical order. So then I need to find the change in y. I'm finding this for my slope. Change in y over change in x. That's what the triangle means. So this time, since I like to do things on the right, we're going to go backwards and start with this number first. So I'm going to say -2 minus the other y value, which is -4, divided by this x value, 4, minus the other x value, -4. Alright, so with our minus signs all over the place, the top of our fraction is going to become a +2. The bottom of our fraction becomes an 8. I can simplify this fraction to 8ths into 1/4. If you want to do this as a decimal of 0.25, you can do that as well. But it's probably better to keep it in a fraction to get better practice with fractions, since we don't like those very much. So let's plug in what we know. This is our slope. So in our equation, we have y equals, first comes our slope, and then x is always attached to the slope, plus my y-intercept, which we don't know yet. Okay? So what we're going to do is plug in one of the points. Let's plug in this point. negative 4. That way it doesn't matter which one goes in for x and y. So I'm going to plug negative 4 equals 1/4 times negative 4 plus b. I need to find b. There should be no letters besides the b in our equation, because that means we're not going to find it then if there's another letter left. So negative 4 on this side equals this 4 on the top being divided by a 4 makes them cancel out, so all I have left is a negative 1 plus b right there. You can double check that on your calculator. To get rid of this minus 1, I need to add 1 to both sides. Now this is gone, so now this says negative 3. My starting value, or my y-intercept, is negative 3. So final answer, final equation, is y equals, our slope was 1/4. X goes with our slope. And I'm going to say minus 3. You could say plus negative 3. If you'd like that as well. Okay. So there we have it. So you find your slope first by changing y over changing x. That was what we did right up here. Then we plugged in what we knew. It's going to be your slope. And then next we plugged in the other 2 points, the x and y, and you solved it for your starting value. And finally you replaced it all at the end. Make sure you ask your teacher. This is an important concept if you're still struggling.